Park Seo Joon, a staple name in the K-drama community for his handsome looks and outstanding acting. He has become one of the country's favorite leading men when it comes to dramas and romantic comedies alike. Time and time again, we are gifted with people like Park Seo Joon. Since appearing in his first on-screen project in 2011, the now 33-year-old's rise to fame is showing no signs of stopping, largely due to his brilliant talent, irresistible charm, undeniable good looks, and great personality. Not to mention his humble heart. We may all now know Park Seo Joon for his roles in various shows like Kill Me, Heal Me, She Was Pretty, Fight for My Way, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, and Itaewon Class. Several awards were given to him from his performances in these shows, and more. He just has this incredibly charismatic demeanor, fashion sense, and of course, excellence in acting, all of which have swooned countless people around the world. But we aren't here to dive deeper into all of this. We're here to show you how far Park Seo Joon has come, or rather, how far his hairstyles have come. Park Seo Joon has a naturally suave sense of style, and we're all aware of the many characters' roles he had to fulfill during his dramas. Along with these varied roles are a range of hairstyles for Seo Joon, all of which looked fitting both for his character's role and his own personality. He also shared in an interview with Push that all the characters that I portray, there's a little bit of me. But that doesn't mean that the characters are me, but it is because there are little bits of me in these characters. I can exaggerate that when I portray this character. It is not one character, they are all me, but they are also not me. With this in mind, we have collected for you the many hairstyles he went through in his journey as a person and as an actor. Starting off with his biggest transformation yet, we have his famous chestnut hair, which we can see him rocking in the show Itaewon Class. In this series, he plays the ambitious ex-convict Park Seo, a role which required him to get his shortest haircut since starring in the film Midnight Runners in 2017. Being the major change that it is, the Korean actor vlogged the entire process and shared it on his YouTube channel. To fully transform into Seo, his character, Park Seo Joon had the sides of his hair shaved and his fringe trimmed for a military-style cut. He also had to dye his hair back to black to camouflage his bleached strands. Did you know? Countless men in Korea, and I'm assuming around the world, have tried to go with this cut. And yet, no one could pull it off as well as Seo Joon did. If, like Seo Joon, you're all for experimenting and going out of your comfort zone, try his famous cut for a refreshing change. Another cut we think looks great on him is the curtain fringe. Though he never really got to show it off on the screens, his numerous photos and YouTube videos were enough for fans to gush out their love and affection for him. This cut of his was evident in his early YouTube days. In fact, he had this style for the first ever video on his channel, dating over 3 years ago. So if quarantine forced you to have that long hair, maybe now's the perfect time for you to try the popular curtain fringe many Korean stars are donning. Next on the list is his comb-over, which was the style he went for with his romance drama She Was Pretty. His role in the show was a deputy chief editor in Korea. Stubborn and arrogant, but also brilliant in his work, in which the sleek cut that just emanated professionalism reflected perfectly. So if you're looking for a clean, formal cut, this particular style might be right up your alley. If you think the comb-over wasn't the right one for you, another formal alternative is his slick side fringe. Coming from the romantic comedy What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, where he played another role of power and expertise. He played as Lee Young-jun, the vice chairman of Yum Group. He is handsome and capable, but his narcissism makes it difficult for his co-workers to work with him. The dynamic his character had with others, along with his goofy demeanor, was such an entertaining experience all throughout. Personally, this hairstyle of his is my favorite. So if you're not entirely into the comb-over, no worries. Try a side fringe first for a more polished look. This next cut is pretty funny. As you might know, Park Seo Joon starred in a Korean historical drama showcasing the early days of the Silla Kingdom. Hwarang, the poet warrior youth, has Seo Joon rocking a cut with a ponytail accompanied by very long hair. His character was that of a young king coming of age, who had to learn about running the kingdom and eventually found someone to love. Fans were surprised by his role in the show, as it was like we were seeing a different Park Seo Joon. However, they still loved him for who he is. His humble character and his incredible acting, which a lot of people mentioned carried the entire show along with his co-stars. We included this in our list as this show was one of the driving factors for Park Seo Joon's success as a whole. Now we're not going to recommend this cut for you, well, for obvious reasons. It's almost 2023 and most people would be shocked to see someone wear that type of hairstyle. Well, on the contrary, if you're really looking to spice things up, then why not, right? Now for the last one in this list, we have his short and messy hairstyle, or as Seo Joon likes to call it, pineapple hair. This is what he chose to go with right after he finished shooting for Itaewon Class, as he had very little hair to work with in the first place. However, with the messy look, he seems to give the type of vibe of a bad boy which many found to be very attractive. So if you've tried the same short hairstyle he had from Itaewon Class, but are now ready for a change, this could be a good next step, as it's a very effortless style to pull off. And before we close out this video to you, we felt it appropriate to let you know how Seo Joon is doing now. What are his plans for the future? Does he have any current projects? Well, in fact, he is set to star in the sports film Dream as a soccer player turned coach named Young-hun Dae, directed by Lee Byung-hun, and disaster thriller film Concrete Utopia, directed by Tae-hwa. He will also appear in the MCU film The Marvels, coming out in 2023 in an undisclosed role. So we really have tons to look forward to. Hopefully, we have inspired you to eventually try out some of Park Seo Joon's hairstyles throughout the decade. It might come out amazingly good or laughingly bad, but hey, that's what fashion is all about, right? And that's all for this video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like these, and we'll see you next time.